We're all spending a lot more time inside, so if you want that large screen movie theater experience at home, what do you do? Well, here I have the VIVIDSTORM Motorized Ambient Light Rejecting Ultra Short Throw Projector Screen, which promises to turn any room into a theater room. So how true is that claim? Well, in this video we're gonna find out. Stick around. Hey guys, it's the Villaman here, home theater enthusiast and lover of all things tech, and on this channel we review, demo and compare the audio and video tech that entertains you. So if you're new here, or if you're not new but just haven't subscribed yet, then you should definitely hit the subscribe button and come along for the ride. Assuming you like awesome videos, because that's what we have, that's only what we have really. Now, you may have seen my video where I upgraded my home theater from my older OLED TV to an ultra short throw laser projector, and that was quite the project, which involved making the projector stand and assembling, then mounting the projector screen, which took a few hours. It was a fun project for the most part, but not everyone wants to do that. But what if you still want that large format viewing experience? Enter the VIVIDSTORM Motorized Floor Rising Ambient Light Rejecting Screen. Now, the one I have here is 100 inches, but you can get it from anywhere from 72 inches to 120 inches, so that's a lot of screen. In the box you'll find the sample screen material, an IR remote, an RF remote, a USB adapter to wirelessly trigger your projector, and a USB charging cable for either remote control, a cleaning brush, and finally, the power cable. There's a little surprise the first time you flip the power switch, but don't jump, okay? Setting up the screen is pretty easy. You just have to decide whether you want it on the floor or on a stand, since it's actually not that heavy. Of course, this will depend on your setup and the room you'll have it in, but having it on the floor will mean that the screen is a bit lower than it would be otherwise. One weakness of this screen is that since it's not acoustically transparent, then you can't put your speakers behind it. It's important to note that if you have a surround sound system and you want to use your center channel speaker, then you'll most likely have to put the screen on top of a stand. This makes using your surround sound system much easier. Now, the projector I'll be pairing with the screen is the LG HU85LA, and I've used it in both configurations. In my living room with the projector and the screen on the floor, and also with both of them on a stand like you can see right here. One thing to consider when deciding which configuration you'll be using is your projector throw distance. The bigger the image you want projected on the screen, then the lower and farther away the projector will have to be relative to that image being projected. But I'm fortunate where the LG has one of the lowest throw distances, so I can have the projector and the screen sitting on the same stand without having to jerry-rig anything to actually make it work. A projector with a longer throw distance may need to be farther away from said screen and might need additional space in front of it, which could complicate things. No matter which way you plan to use the screen though, you can use the buttons on the included remote to adjust the height of the screen and have it fixed there, so it properly fits the projected image. Alright, so let's talk about what the image is actually like. The screen has a gain of 0.6, and gain is the standard measurement for the amount of light being reflected back at you, the viewer. The benchmark screen with a 1.0 gain is a white magnesium oxide board. The screen also has a half gain angle of 85 degrees, and that's the angle where brightness drops by 50% from the center brightness, which is of course the brightest point. Let's be real, one of the biggest benefits to using a projector is the large format cinematic experience it gives you, but one of the biggest drawbacks of using a projector can be the image contrast, brightness, and color saturation, which is a direct result of the screen and projector combination. And the reason you get a screen like this is so that you have the opportunity to watch your projector in any and every kind of lighting, from the bright daylight to pitch darkness, and the bright room performance is what I can only call excellent. And to accomplish that, the screen has to reject the ambient light coming in through your windows and your ceiling if you have on ceiling lights, and it does a very good job at that. It's designed to reflect only the light coming from under the screen where the projector would be back at the viewer. And because of this, it rejects up to 97% of the ambient light. And the higher the angle of the light source, then the more the light is rejected. So things like ceiling lights would have a very high rejection, while if the light is coming in parallel to your screen, like through the windows in the daytime, then it wouldn't reject as much of that light. But even so, the image looks really good. There is some loss of contrast because that is unavoidable, but even with that loss of contrast, the image remains very detailed. It's certainly much better than a wall or even a screen without ambient light rejection would be. The contrast performance, I think, is this screen's most defining feature, and I don't just mean that it maintains a decent picture in the sunlight. No, what I mean is when the lights go out, then the image it creates is not only vivid but punchy as well. You won't be sacrificing any performance for the convenience of a motorized screen. I'm guessing that's why it costs as much as it does. One thing I noticed while using the screen that I didn't like is that I sit about 10 feet from the screen, and in scenes with bright solid colors like say a giant tomato, you can actually make out some of the screen texturing a little bit. I only noticed it in those specific conditions, and to be fair, I also saw it on other ALR screens I've used, but I think it's something that you should know in case you're sensitive to that kind of thing. Overall, I really like the screen and I have absolutely no problem recommending it. So who is this for? Well, I think if you have an ultra short throw laser projector and you want the ease and flexibility of having a screen that's not fixed to a wall, but also want a much better picture than just using a white wall, then this is definitely a great option. I have links in the description if you want to check it out some more. Thanks for watching, and thanks to VIVIDSTORM for sending this out for review. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, this has been your friend and neighborhood Villaman saying be safe and peace.